I try to like be sneaky and press it before you log in, but this is what happens when you trying to
Nah, it's
multitask
all
and shit.
good. It's
But
all. I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm never on CPT, but I had to order Domino's for the girls,
I'm
so
not
you know
mad
how
at
that
it.
go.
Dad duty. I'm not mad at it. You never have
Yeah,
to apologize for dad duty. Listen, okay?
yeah, she's good.
And let's
Uh,
give the disclaimer anytime you see sign language happening on Eno's side, he's on dad
right.
duty, period. But
This is
listen, let's
unexpected. Otherwise, I'm saying I would have had a setup,
I know,
babysitter,
right?
all
This was
that.
impromptu, but I had to have this conversation. Stat. You
Right. Of course,
understand
of
me?
course.
I don't want Let's get naked. Like the juice do, like the juice do. Go, step on the go, baby, me and you, baby, me and you. Let's get naked. Oh, let's get naked.
I
So
respect
for
it. I
those who
respect
are
it.
tuning in, family, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Let's Get Naked with MzMo Filla. Listen, I got my new male best friend. Listen, I've deemed him that.
Whoop
We've had
whoop.
this conversation on Instagram.
Hello.
He's now officially my male best friend.
Hello.
The one and only ENO Bull in the building. Say what's happening. Pew, pew, pew,
What's
pew.
up? What's up?
So on this show, I don't run resumes at all. You're gonna have to do your dirty work yourself before we
Okay.
get into the reason why you're here, right? So if
Okay.
you could just tell everybody all the things that is Eno, aka Bully, aka
Uh,
all the AKAs, my
what is
God.
Eno? Who is Eno? I'm a nobody. I'm one of those popular nobodies.
Mm-hmm.
I am a photographer. That's how I introduce myself anytime
Mm-hmm.
I'm asked. Uh, I'm a creative. I know that
Creative.
word gets overused and
Mm-hmm.
oversaturated, but I'm into a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? It all comes back to photography, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm a jack of all trades.
Yeah, I feel like everybody that is a creative can kind of say the same thing. Like we've got
Yeah, yeah,
multiple disciplines under our
yeah,
belt.
yeah, yeah.
Multiple.
I'm into sneakers. I
I was
recently
about to
started
say, because
customizing
listen, Bully
sneakers.
Bespoke, all I know about is sneakers
Yeah,
all day long.
yeah. So if you need some custom kicks, you need a photographer. If you need,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, any of that shit. You know what I'm saying, a little bit of everything, man.
Holla at my new male best friend, y'all. Holla at that man. Hailing all the way from, was it, look, I won't say, you. Is it, look, don't get me the line. Is it
I'm
Queens?
from the Bronx.
Oh, Bronx. I'm like,
You
don't
know
get me the
what
lion.
I'm saying? I'm from the Bronx, currently residing in or around Philly. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Depending
okay,
on
okay. All
how
right.
you look at things. I don't know how the postal office area works around
Okay.
here.
The fact that you even just said postal office like that.
You know what? The postal code, whatever the area I'm in, whatever area I'm in, I'm told it's right outside of Philly. So,
Bet.
but I'm from
Okay.
the Bronx.
I was
I
to say,
ain't got
all I
no
know is
reason.
I've always seen you rep BX all day long.
Yeah.
BX.
Also, I couldn't get my Yankee fitted, but it's over here somewhere. You
No,
know what
please don't
I'm saying?
do that. As a
Nah.
Bostonian, I take strong offense to
Oh,
Yankee
I have a
hats.
Yankee tattoo right here.
Don't
You
do
know what I'm
that.
saying? But I'm not
You
wearing my earplugs, so I'm not gonna put it in the camera and nothing
we're
like that.
just building, this best friendship, and I don't want it to have to end so abruptly. I really don't want that to happen.
Listen, man. We can still be friends and rep the hometown, man.
I'm gonna let it rock for now. I'm gonna let it rock. But listen, let's get to why I got you here, because this conversation, I feel like we can
Talk
go
about
so
it.
many different levels, and this could
Talk
take a
about it.
while. But we gotta condense it. I might have to have you back for a part two because
Of
we
course.
got so many levels we gotta unpack.
You let me know. You know.
So
You already know.
listen, for those who are wondering how the heck or why the heck Eno is here, I always give a background story as to why I have people on the show. And the reason, and another reason why I've deemed him as my male best friend. We have a lot of dope conversations about, women and men and how we interact with each other, how we feel about each other,
The
things of
battle of the
that sort.
sexes.
Battle of the sexes, right? And I always appreciate an unfiltered opinion, an unfiltered voice that'll tell me like it is. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so far in the time that I've been communicating with you, that's all I get from you is
Mhm.
100% unbridled truth. You understand me?
That's where the name Eno Bull came from.
Got it. Because it
Yeah.
was like low key bully, low key.
No, no. So Eno Bull. My name is Ed.
Mm-hmm.
So the E stands for for Ed, and
Okay.
no bull is,
No
as I'm told, I'm very
bullshit.
blunt. Yeah, so I
Oh,
speak, you know what I mean, very unfiltered, very
mhm.
clear cut. I'm gonna let you know what it is, basically.
Bet.
So
Okay, I like
that's
that.
where that whole thing came from. So eventually it just became Eno, and
Mhm.
but I still use bull, obviously,
Got
everywhere.
it.
But bully, whatever, however you look at it. But that's basically where the name came from.
Oh, okay. See, I'm glad you broke that down because I didn't even put that together. I just thought
Yeah,
Eno
yeah.
was just something separate on its own. Good
Nah,
to
nah,
know.
nah. But it's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how it all worked. That's how it all worked out.
So yes, being Eno Bull, you understand me?
Right, right,
We got into this conversation today and I was like, yo, sign into Zoom. We need to continue this conversation on Let's Get
right,
Naked.
right.
It started off with the basic concept that if anybody's on my social media knows, I'm constantly preaching about, do men actually like women? Or look at, he's already ready. Or is it, just the, benefits, quote unquote, that we have to offer? That's the nice way of saying it. The benefits, aka
Yo,
the vagina, the vag, whatever you gotta
right,
call it,
right, right, right,
right?
right.
So Eno, in his true no bullshit ass way, gave me a very blunt answer, and is like, "Yo, we actually don't like y'all, really.
No,
It's
no,
just
no,
a
no, 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 no.
wait.
Clear
I'm
it
gonna
up,
be,
clear it up.
I'm gonna clear it up.
The one
It's
thing about me is that I always say, and I have to open with this, I can only speak for me.
from your experience,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah, yeah. I can
exactly.
only speak for Eno.
Hmm.
I don't know how anybody else feels. Maybe they feel like I feel, maybe they don't. I'm not here to
Right.
speak for men.
Okay.
I'm here to give you my perspective and my truth.
Well, all I can
that's
say,
where I'm at
I'm
with
not gonna put the bull. I'm not gonna put the, the target on you because I got a lot of male friends, and you're not the only one
it.
that
Okay,
says it. So I'll make the
okay, okay,
generalized comments for us. How about that?
okay.
Because
That works for me too.
I got like so many male friends, and they all say the
Yeah, yeah,
same thing. So
that
what
works for me
Eno's
too.
answer was, which is what I get from a lot of men, is nah, I don't like y'all. But I figure out which one of y'all are most tolerable for me to get
Mm-hmm.
to what I actually do like and love, which is
Mm-hmm.
your vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Is that pretty accurate? This is very,
Yo,
I'm in a hopeless space here. I'm trying to
yo,
figure this out, yo.
I used to work with this dude. I'm not gonna put him on blast like that. That was my guy, but he
Mhm,
was maybe 15 years my senior. So I don't know
mhm.
if you've ever worked with somebody who's like that much older than you.
They got all the gems. They got all the gems.
They always dropping jewels,
Mm-hmm.
even if they don't know they dropping jewels.
Mm-hmm.
And one day he was, joking around with me, and he was like, "Yo, my man texted me yesterday, and he was like, yo, what is all this skin? What's all this extra skin around the vagina?" And I was like,
Hey, yo.
"But what was he talking about though?" So
Uh,
then he showed me a picture. So his man he circled around the vagina, and then he said, "Yo, what's all this extra stuff?" And then circled the rest of the body. Yo, I was on the floor.
what? I hate you guys so much, yo. So the
Yo,
extra skin is the person
the
attached
person,
to the
yo, son, I
vagina.
was crying.
This is what we
Obviously,
have to deal with.
we're talking blunt here, right? So
Right, of
I
course.
don't wanna offend nobody if there's any feminists in the
No,
room.
we're not.
I
This
don't
is not
wanna
the space for that. This is Let's
Yeah,
Get
yeah, yeah.
Naked,
I'm not trying to be
judgment-free
disrespectful. Just
zone, none of that.
this is how we talking. This is locker room talk, like
Exactly.
45 said. I'm
And
saying?
I feel like if women understood, you would appreciate listening to locker room talk because you get a lot of gems in there. Just like we
Hmm.
get from the elders, I love listening to men have locker room talk. I get so many gems,
Hmm.
so many.
And shout out to the elders too. I love those conversations.
Yo,
Boy,
another
yeah.
one of my men said, again, we're at work, another guy that's been married for mad years, and my
Hmm.
man's is going through like some marital turmoil and shit.
Hmm.
And his man, his coworker was like, "Oh, how long have you been married?" He throws out his years. He's my age, so he hasn't got that many years under his belt. The
Hmm.
guy was like, "Oh, you got a whole lifetime of fuck ups to deal with. This is just the beginning." And it's like, damn, you give there's
Yeah,
really no hope out here. It's just
yeah,
really no
yeah, yeah.
hope, yo. And as some
That's how they always make it seem.
and it's like, as
Funny.
somebody that's been married, I've seen that side of life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not
Yeah,
saying that's what marriage is.
yeah.
I don't want to be that person to be like, boo marriage. I've seen it be beautiful, but I've also seen it be tumultuous. And I think those that are successful are those that know how to navigate through the ugly times and the beautiful times. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Shout outs to marriage. I'm currently married myself, so
Right.
that's
And
no.
we're gonna say happily married because you promote that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying? You
yeah,
were
yeah.
about that.
Definitely,
You know what I'm
definitely,
saying?
definitely.
And I appreciate you for that. Another reason why that's my male best friend, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that man for that.
Got to put it
Um,
out there. You know what I'm saying.
but even in you being happily married, you're real enough to be like, yo, y'all women get on my fucking nerves.
You know what it is, and this is what I had told you earlier, so I'm gonna repeat it for your
Yep.
audience.
Yep.
A very long time ago, I might have been. I know for a fact I was in high school because that's
Mm-hmm.
when I really actively started pursuing women, and that's when it starts really. You know what I mean? Like I was
Yeah.
a late bloomer, so high school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I came to that realization. I don't think we're supposed to understand each other. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Okay.
Plus, I spent most of my scholastic career in private school, so
Mm-hmm.
religion is a big part of Catholic school or whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of started to put things together. I'm like, yo, maybe we're just here to reproduce and ensure that
Just play our
humanity, yeah, just
our roles. That's it. That's all we're supposed to
ensure
do.
that humanity continues for as long as it needs to continue. I don't think we're actually supposed to understand each other as men and women.
Mm.
And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I don't mean
No.
that in an ignorant way. It's just I feel like too often we're too far apart.
Hmm.
You know what
And
I'm
let's get
saying?
into that because you specifically got into verse women being illogical,
Right,
irrational,
right,
and men being so rational and
right,
logical,
right,
right?
right. And
Lack
men
of
could be
emotion.
emotional too, for the record. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not trying to take that away from, the conversation at all.
yeah.
But
So so
I feel women are more run by their emotions.
I agree with that. I agree with that. We're definitely more governed by our emotion, where we'll
Right,
definitely take emotion as law, no matter what
right,
logic will say. I can admit
right,
to that, right? But
right.
like I said to you in the conversation earlier, I'm also a woman that has prided herself in, trying to navigate that as best as possible, where I can take some logic that I've learned from all those locker room talks with the
Right,
males and
right, right,
apply
right,
it when these
right.
emotional moments hit, right? But I feel like a lot of times men just kind of have this disposition of, oh, women are just emotional and irrational. And a lot of times, I could be coming to a man with a rational thought and a
Mhm,
rational, feeling
mhm.
and break it down to like it's not me just being crazy and being like, you did this to me, but you know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like
right, right,
saying, this is how I felt. I
right,
understand this part of it is irrational. I understand this part is this,
right.
that, and the third. And then still get told, like, oh, you're mad sensitive. Oh, you're being mad. And I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
understand. I also feel like there's a part where men just kind of have this disposition that no matter what we say, it's emotion. It's
it's
just
always gonna be
emotion.
emotional. Um, Again, can't speak for everybody. I can
Yeah.
speak for me. A lot of times I feel like that's and I don't want to sound like I have all the answers either, but it's
No, but
probably like
you
it's
got
like
your
a form of,
answers, damn it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like a form of trauma, so to speak.
Mm.
So it's like everything in life becomes second nature, so to speak.
Hmm. Hmm.
Everything, because whether we like it or not, we all fall into routine.
Yeah,
We
it's true.
all fall into routine. We all gravitate to what's familiar. We all,
Hmm.
that's just human nature.
Hmm.
So you figure, I don't. We don't have to speak ages, but I'm in my mid
I don't mind
30s
speaking
now.
ages. I'm
Oh, there you
38
go.
out here. I'm out
There you
here.
go. You got me by a few years. I'm 30. I just turned 34. You
Hmm.
know, for example, I've been with my wife 8 years now. Married for two of those. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I'm 34. You know what I mean? Like I
Hmm.
was 26 when I met her.
Totally different person.
Yeah. Not only
Mm.
that, by 26, I already was locked in my mindset. Yo, this is women. Like this is what you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
find the one that is the crazy that is compatible with yours
Mm.
and sail off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But
So
y'all never have to actually understand each other, is what you think.
right, it's just a yo. Like I just said, 8 years in, right?
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of things that my wife was saying, and I'm just like, I don't know if I get the logic there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that there's a lot of things that I say that she feels the same way towards. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I say all that to say that's why I called it a trauma, because I feel like at some point, so for example, if you're telling somebody, yo, it's not that I'm just being emotional, it's this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
His trauma may be not, not knowing how to come out of
Process
that
that.
shell to
Mm-hmm.
process what you're telling him. Because he's
Mm.
already locked himself into that mindset that, yo, this is women.
Women are just emotional. That's just it.
Women are just emotional. So it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like, it's the check engine light on your car, but
Mm.
it's, you know what it is, and you're gonna get a good 500 miles out of it in that condition. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm,
I'll
mm-hmm,
take
mm-hmm.
care of that when it's time to take care of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Got you.
so for
Okay.
now, don't worry about my check engine light. Just, you know what I mean? Like,
We're gonna ride this thing till it's actually time to actually deal with
we're
it.
gonna spin the block a few times. Literally
Got
till the
it.
wheel falls off. You know what I mean?
Literally.
So
Got it. Got it. All
yeah.
right. So that helps me get a grasp on it some more, because I feel like I again, like, you can't speak for all men. I can't speak for all women. And
Right.
like we determined, I'm low key the cheat code because I've dealt with women being
Right.
bisexual. So
Right.
I understand the plight that men have to deal with a lot of times.
Right.
But I also am a woman who has to deal with men. So I see the other
Right.
side, right?
But
Then
that I think that's dope though, because you, like I said, the cheat code. You the teacher's textbook. You know
tell
exactly.
these fellas out here,
You know.
because they just letting me sit out here and wait, you know what I'm saying, for my
Nah,
soulmate.
man.
Like, I'm not the
Know,
cheat code out here. Tell
hey, but
them.
also as the cheat code, part of that might have to be you might have to just step out the box and
This
holler
is
sometimes. You know what I
crazy.
mean?
No, this is wild. This is wild.
Hey man,
I holler
listen.
at women. This is crazy. I should not have to be pursuing men too. This is
Hey
wild.
man, pursue what you want.
No, I ain't
You
never
gotta
been
pursue
afraid to
what
shoot
you
a
want.
shot. I call
Yeah.
myself Steph Curry. Cut that out. Cut that out. I've never been afraid to shoot a
Yo.
shot. But no, like, even and I speak about being a cheat code because I want to segue into the other part of the conversation we got into, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the people that I have conversations with when it comes to the men versus women are people who are married or in long-term relationships.
Right.
And it got us into the conversation of why men get married versus why women get married, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, me being the cheat code, I kind of saw both sides of the spectrum on this, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My marriage was to a woman.
Right.
And in our discussion, we realized that a lot of women actually get married for utility purposes. Like,
Yeah.
I need to have security. I
Yeah.
want to make sure, I'm all set, in the
The
later
full
parts of my
package.
life, the full package, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily I need my person, it's I need a person to fulfill this role.
The
Now,
puzzle piece.
the puzzle piece, exactly. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I literally had my ex-wife at the time when I tried to be, that great puzzle piece, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
In therapy, when we were asked, why you guys were together or what made you fall in love, I was the one giving the man answer, because I was like, you were my safety, you were my safe space. I felt peace when I came around you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And hers was, you were the missing piece to my puzzle to where I needed to get in life. And I was like, whoa, that doesn't feel like love. That
Right.
feels that feels a
Right.
lot like I'm a utility piece. Like,
Yeah.
anybody can fulfill that
It's just
role.
you were part of a checklist.
Right. So when I heard that, it gave me the final red flag, like, oh, all right, bet this is done. We need to
Right.
move on from here. Because I actually feel like I deserve to experience what love feels like, not
Of course.
utility. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I think I go into all of that to say, I think a lot of people that are married run into this issue because they're not being honest with themselves about why they got married, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you, as a man, straight
Mm-hmm.
up, and you're gonna give it to me straight up anyway. I don't even have to say
Mm-hmm.
that. Tell me why you got married.
The short answer
Yeah,
is because that's what my wife wanted.
got it. And I
The
understand that.
Yeah, the in-depth answer, I feel like I always knew I was going to be married.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to. I'm the kind of guy that if I'm walking to the kitchen and I have my plate in my hand and you
Mm-hmm.
tell me wash it, I don't want to wash it now.
Don't
Even
tell
if
me
I
what to
walk,
do.
even if I was walking to the kitchen with the intention of washing this dish, because you told me to wash it, now I don't want to wash
Not
it.
on what, yeah,
You get
we
what I'm
got that
saying?
stubbornness in common, you know. We
Yeah.
got that in
So for
common.
me, it was more so, and I've had this conversation with her, so I can freely discuss it with you. The thing was, I didn't like you said, I didn't want it to feel like a checklist.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it to feel like, yo, it's this time restraint, it's
Mm-hmm.
this location, it's it's this
Yeah.
that, it's this that, is this. I needed to feel like, yo, this is what I want to do.
This is my
This
person.
is
I wanna.
this is
Mm-hmm.
the time. This is the moment. This is what I want to wear. Like I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to feel like I had to start planning my proposal, which is what I did
Yeah.
without being asked to do it.
Got you.
You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I even expressed that to her, like, yo, the more you question me as to when I'm gonna do it, the longer the process will take.
No, and that's real.
You
I
get what
think
I'm saying?
I even ask women that because I've always been a woman. I don't ever want to pressure anybody to do anything
Right,
they don't want to do.
right.
So I'm more the type that if it's not lining up with what I want in life, I'll have a conversation with you and be like, this is not pressure for you to do what I want,
Right.
but to be clear about where I stand. And then I have the decision to make on whether I want to stick this out or figure it out. You know what I mean? But I
Exactly.
think women go about it all wrong. And it's because of the checklist that we've been programmed to have since we were little kids. They give us baby dolls, they give us Barbies,
Mhm,
and then with the
mhm.
kins, and you got to get the marriage, and you got to have the
I'm
baby.
glad you said that. Since little kids, think about it like this: any woman that you've ever encountered that wanted to be married would probably give you a story along the lines of, "Oh, I've been dreaming about my wedding day since I
Since
was a
I
little
was a
girl."
kid. Hmm.
Men don't think about their wedding day because
No.
niggas don't think about their wedding day until they
So
propose.
they done hoeing.
Yeah, and even then, like, and I'm not ashamed or proud. Just like I wasn't involved in planning the wedding
Yeah,
because for me it was like, yo, I
I'm just
proposed.
showing up.
I'm ready to go to City Hall if that's what we need to do.
Hmm.
But if you want the whole big extravagant thing, go ahead, take the reins.
Yeah.
It's all you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
knock yourself out. I'm with it. Just just let me
I
know where to be.
swear. I swear I'm such a nigga, like
Yeah,
I really, really, I was the husband in my relationship. And
yeah,
I feel like the more I talk to men, the more I realize, no matter, even though she was the stud, I was the
yeah,
husband in this relationship. This was
yeah.
crazy. Cause that
Like
was my
this,
MO. We can just go
yeah,
somewhere and get it done. I don't need the big situation, but
right. So
yeah,
because they're thinking about, if you 9 years old, if you're a young girl at 9 years old and you're already dreaming about your wedding, you have
yeah.
no clue who you're marrying.
No, it's
You
literally
have
just,
absolutely no clue who you're marrying. So basically, what that is the no profile picture. It's the grayed out silhouette with the question mark.
oh yeah, that's literally every woman's wedding dream. It's the tuxedo, but we don't know the
Exactly.
face. We don't know the
Yeah,
face.
exactly. So it's like, yo, what that indirectly implies is it could be whoever in that
Right.
tuxedo,
Anybody that's willing to fill that role.
anybody. So it's almost like
Wow.
I said earlier, it's like I need someone who's searching for me, not searching for anyone.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
That's real. That's
So,
real.
not saying that that was the case in my situation because it
No.
wasn't, but you get what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what I try to express to women. You know how many times I've asked somebody, "Yo, why do you want to be married?"
Hmm.
And I hear the most frivolous things, like things that don't matter and things that
Yeah.
are societal standards or
Cause
whatever the
I
case
wanna have
may be.
matching PJs for Christmas and
You
take
can do that
pictures.
without
Dumb
getting
shit,
married.
right?
So
Right.
all the stuff that they tell you they want out of
Hmm.
their marriage,
Hmm.
you can get that from a
Without the
partner.
marriage. Yeah.
You can get
Without
that
the
without,
marriage.
not saying that you don't have to get married, not saying don't get married. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just saying a lot of the stuff that, like for example, one of the biggest answers I always get is security.
Hmm.
I want security. It's almost as if they feel that once that man is married, he's incapable of cheating.
Right. And I feel like, listen, in my experience, those be the main active ones out here. Married men are more available than single men. You understand me?
You know what I'm saying? I've heard stories that I obviously won't share,
Of
but
course, of course.
bruh, don't ever think that because
That the
someone is
ring is
married,
solidifying
if
anything.
anything, I feel like that's what gives them.
Hi.
You're
I'm
supposed to be
not mad
taking
at
a
the
nap, man.
cameo. I'm not mad.
Go ahead, take this with you, and you're supposed to go take a nap, please. Go lay down with Sissy. Here, go. Thank you.
It was the cutest high, though. It was the cutest.
Anyway, from 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 the stories that I've heard from the people that I may or may not know,
Mhm.
it almost seems like that ring is the cheat code. A lot of
Mm.
people, it's almost like some dudes, some women become even more comfortable doing it just because they know, you're not gonna leave me because we married.
True. Very
You get
true.
what I'm saying?
Very, very
So it
true.
almost kind of
We said
becomes
for
kind of
better or
like
for worse, so let me give you some
right,
worse.
right. So
Right.
it kind of like becomes like the excuse or the permission slip to go out
Right.
and do what you got to do. You get what I'm saying? When in reality we know that that's not actually the case. You know what I
Now,
mean?
and there's so many pieces and levels. Like I said, we have to do a part two because there's so many levels we have to break down when it comes to men are from Mars and women are from Venus, all this
Right.
stuff about our differences, right? But on the marriage side of thing, I do, even though you feel like, we're never meant to understand each other. I do feel like any basis of marriage, you at least, even if you don't understand each other, you have to like one another to a certain
Definitely.
extent,
I think
right?
I think liking each other
Is more important
is
than
more
loving each
important
other.
than loving each other. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because at any marriage or any long-term relationship, that woozy feeling, all those butterflies and shit, that shit don't last. It
At
comes in
all.
waves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you have to be able to withstand when those butterfly feelings go away and you looking at that motherfucker like you getting on my goddamn nerves right now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I feel like a lot of people just get so wrapped up in the woozy part and the butterflies that
Mhm.
they don't know I need to actually like this person because this is not the stuff that lasts, or this is not the
It's
stuff that
not
sustains a marriage.
it's not who you want to spend Friday night with, it's who you want to spend all day
Monday,
Saturday with.
come on, or Monday
You know what I'm
morning.
saying?
You know
Like,
what I'm saying? Or
yeah, it's who you want to
Monday
be with on Monday
afternoon.
morning before work.
Right. Like
Like, cause
after
you
a
already
long
know
day of
Monday
work.
come around, you already upset. You got to
Right.
get ready for work. Now you got to deal with this motherfucker you don't even like
Exactly.
that. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
looking for. I want to find that motherfucker I'm looking forward to coming home to on a Monday evening.
Right,
You
right,
understand me?
right,
That's what
right,
I'm looking forward
right,
to.
right, right.
And I don't need a marriage certificate or any ring to have that. I did
Mhm,
express to you, though, one of the biggest fears, and I think a lot of us women, especially in our 30s,
mhm.
it starts as early as right when we hit 30. You understand me? That's how much
Right.
the pressure is on us as women. Because I am single, or yeah, I'm divorced now, single out here, no
Mhm.
kids, no nothing. A lot of thought about, the later part of my life comes into play, where,
Right.
when you get older and you're not able to be self-sufficient for yourself. Yeah, it was cute to be Miss Independent when you was,
Right.
young and able,
But now
but
you can't wipe your ass.
right now you can't wipe your ass or you can't feed yourself, and you in some nursing home depending on these strangers to
Right.
take care of you.
Right.
That's a
Right.
very
Right. Right.
scary thought for me,
Right.
right?
Right. 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 Right.
So I wonder if a lot of women kind of go about marriage with that fear in the back of their brain, like I gotta
Of
hurry
being
up.
alone.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe.
right. We can speculate these
I
things
feel
all
I
day.
feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying about the
The
question mark
utility piece,
face.
yeah.
Yeah, it, we're all raised on fairy tales and Disney movies.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that the downside of that, which is what I kind of try to express to my daughters when we're watching these movies, is this is just a movie. It's not real.
That's real.
Because Prince Charming creates this thought in your head that there is someone out there that's perfect. And we
Mm,
all know that as humans, we are very flawed.
yeah,
There is no one that's perfect. There may be someone who's perfect for you,
exactly, exactly.
but there's not someone who's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You see this in those situations. We all know that woman who feels that she's the one who's going to change this man.
Oh gosh, I've been
We've
that
known
woman a couple times.
we've known that woman. Yo, I know this one girl, dude told her straight up, yo, I'm not trying to have nothing with you. Like, yo, get rid of this kid because I'm not gonna be around.
Hmm.
Yo,
She still
I
had the baby.
yo, I have my own situation. Yo, this is the and what happens? The girl still goes into the situation. The girl
Yeah.
still has the kid. The
Mm-hmm.
girl still continues to pursue this man who has already given her the entire game plan.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like she feels, oh, well, the baby will change him. Oh, well,
Or if I love him enough, it'll
if I
change it.
love him enough, he'll
Mm-hmm.
change. If I do
Mm-hmm.
this, he'll change. If I give
Mm-hmm.
him that, he'll change. You need to realize that no one changes unless they themselves want to and
Or
are
even feel
ready
the
to.
need to. Or even feel the need to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things I told my wife out the gate from before I asked her to be my girl, I'm like, yo, I'm lazy. I don't pick up after myself a lot of the times. I can be in a disheveled environment until I feel like it needs to be cleaned up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not the greatest boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you 2 times what's wrong. You tell me I'm fine. I'm gonna leave you alone.
Mm-hmm.
I told
That's
her all
real
these
though.
things. I
Yeah.
told her all these things, and she smiled and said, "Yeah, that's cool." I was like, "All right, bet."
But of
So
course, as time goes along, when the circumstances arise,
there we go.
we
Now,
still.
I call that the orientation phase. Obviously, there's no need for an orientation phase anymore because I'm,
Yeah.
I'm I'm out the game all the way. But the orientation phase I feel is important because I approach everything in life the same. It's the same with the sneakers that I was telling you about. If somebody hits me like, yo, can you draw whatever? No, I cannot. Because I don't want to take your money
And give you false hope or something I can't
and give you
produce.
false hope or even worse, give you back something that's not what you wanted.
True.
So I
True.
believe in being honest with myself first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And I take a lot of pride in being very self-aware of who I am.
Okay.
And I know my faults.
Mm-hmm.
I know my flaws.
Mm-hmm.
There's some that I work on
Mm-hmm.
continuously, and there's some that don't bother me enough that I want to
That you
change
feel like
them.
you got to work on. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's
Mm-hmm.
the reason that I have to give you all of that information out the gate.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
once I say, yo, do you want to do this with me? That's a contract in blood for me.
Yeah.
You
Thank
get what I'm
you.
saying?
Thank
The
you.
same way that if somebody, I would be upset if you didn't give me that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I need to know that about you as well. Like, yo, what are your do's and don'ts?
Mm-hmm.
So that I know what I'm getting into.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get down the line where emotions and feelings and everything and time is invested. And now I realize that you're racist or, you
Not you're
know,
racist. No, I
whatever,
get
like
what you're
you're
saying.
racist or you're ignorant or you don't know how to spell or whatever the
Yeah,
case may
no.
be. And now it's too late because I'm already here.
Yeah, and I'm
The
invested in
door's
you
already
already.
locked behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to be in that situation. So I feel like that's very important.
Now,
But
what do you
I
say
don't
to the
think,
guys? Because I feel like you're an exception to the rule, so to speak. Because
how
a lot
so?
of guys will say, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what it is off rip. This is what I am, or who I am, or this is all I can give you." Right? But then
Mhm.
as time goes along, their actions will kind of give mixed
Don't
signals.
match up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I've literally had men tell me, I don't want nothing more than, just friends with benefits type of deal. But
Mhm.
then we'll do things that are very boyfriend like. So it's like
Mhm.
I can understand on the women's side where we're like, all right, well, you're saying one thing and you're doing another. So let me pay attention to your actions versus what
Mhm.
you're saying and let me run off of that, which is still a mistake, ladies. Pay attention 100% to what the man is saying. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of times, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, as my male BFF. I feel like a lot of times men will be in a moment and just do whatever, you know what I'm saying, is in that moment. But when they say something, they usually mean what the hell they say. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
they could tell you, I have no interest in being your man, but might have a day where they feel like being lovey dovey and acting pretty man, like your man, but have no intention of wifing you up. Does that
Yeah.
sound pretty accurate?
Yeah. Um, Here's the thing. Here's how I see that particular situation. I'm not sure if that's solely a man thing. I think
Mm.
that's a human thing
A human trait, got you.
because take sex out of it, take, the relationship aspect out of it, and
Mhm.
just look at it as two friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might have met this person in study hall back in high school, and had absolutely no intentions of being friends with this person.
Mhm.
But y'all started talking, y'all started realizing y'all had a few things in common. Oh, you're into basketball too.
Mhm.
Oh, you like sneakers too. Oh, this is what you do as well. Okay, cool. And then that bond is formed.
Mhm.
It may not necessarily mean that you want to be stuck to this person for life,
But you wanna
but
see where it could go.
yeah, you get what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's
Okay.
almost like one of those situations where I don't know how to explain it because I don't move that way, but
He's
I
like, "I
know
can't
I
speak
know
for
what
these
you're
niggas."
saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely can't speak for these
I
niggas.
can't speak for these
But
niggas.
as a human being, eventually you will form feelings
Mm.
for any person that you spend enough time with.
That's true. And you know what? That's something we don't
Especially,
talk enough about, especially on the male side. I just want to talk about that because I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like we as women automatically kind of put you guys as like robots. Y'all are just sex crazed robots. Y'all don't have feelings. Y'all don't have emotion. And I'm
Hmm.
so glad to hear you say that because a lot of times a lot of my beef is me questioning whether these men that I'm dealing with, do you actually care about me? Do you actually have feelings? That's
Hmm.
because we've been programmed. Like, you don't
Hmm.
care. You just want my vagina. You don't
Listen, man.
care.
I've still been asked that as recently as a few months ago. Trust me, it happens,
No,
man.
it still happens.
It still
Damn.
happens, man. It's just again, it's a human thing. Like that's one thing about me is I don't want to speak for anybody, but I love studying people.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite things in life is to study people. And that's why I can say I don't think it's a man thing. I think it's a
a
human thing.
human thing.
Eventually, if a dude is hanging out with you and he tells you that he don't want nothing more than friends with benefits, that doesn't mean that he's cold-hearted or even heartless. If he's hanging out with you enough, especially if you two have exchanged that energy as far
Hmm.
as sex goes,
Hmm.
there will be some feeling there.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So he may be thinking, yo, it wouldn't hurt to take her out tonight.
Mm.
Doesn't mean I want her to be my lady. Doesn't mean
Okay.
that I want this to go any further than what we have. It's just today I'm feeling like
I want to
I need
show her
to
some
go
love, type of
somewhere.
deal.
You know what? Let me
Hmm.
show her some love. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
So it's one of those things. So that's why I always say you just said, pay attention to the actions, and that's very true.
Hmm.
That's very true. But you also have to never forget what the words were.
True. So
Never
it's a
forget what the
balance.
words were.
Hmm.
Because even if homie's confused, even if he don't know what he's going with, even if he
Hmm.
doesn't know himself what he's feeling, he knows for a fact that he told you he doesn't want
And
X,
he
Y,
gonna
and Z.
stand on that bitch till the day,
Right.
till the day he dies.
Until that changes in his head and he thinks,
Yeah.
yo, maybe I do want that with this one. Let me see how she feels about it now.
Hmm.
Because that's another thing too. Granted, yeah, I may be feeling something today that I may not be feeling 2 years from now. Or however long we've been hanging. You get what I'm saying? What happened, baby?
She wants
Water?
some
You want water?
water.
You want my water here?
She said,
There
"Give me
you
some
go.
water. Stop playing with me. Hydrate the babies, Stop playing." But I just
But
want to
you know,
just take a moment to just interject really quickly on that. There
yeah,
was a reason. Oh my god. Oh my god.
my fault.
No, that was my fault because I was I was wrapped up in the water conversation.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
no, just go ahead. It'll come back to me.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
dude might, you might say something today and feel something, 2 years later different. Like,
Hmm.
no one is saying that this is, written in stone.
Yeah. And I think that's
But
the part women kind of that's where we misinterpret with men. So I'm so glad we're having this conversation and I'm glad when I post this because I think this will help a lot of us understand each other to a certain extent. I don't think we'll
yeah,
ever understand it fully, but
no,
it'll
I
help
don't
us.
think you will. Yeah.
It'll help us gain some level of understanding. But I think we as women don't get necessarily that fact that times change.
Yeah.
So if a guy tells, I know me, I'm guilty of it. If a guy tells me, you know, I just want friends with benefits, that's in my head immediately. And that's all I'm trying to treat you as, right?
Hmm.
But then when the mixed signals come in, now it causes frustration for me because it's like, you just told me you want to be friends with benefits and now you're doing
Right.
this. Either you want to be my man or you want to be friends with benefits. And it's like, can we just allow time to
If I
determine whether
can,
if that's what's going to be? You know what I'm saying?
if I can give any bit of advice to the males, to the fellas, which to be honest, I don't like to do, is be real with yourself, King. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? You got to be real with you.
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of times a dude might say that and feel like he shot himself in the foot because now shorty's like, all right, well, if that's not what it is, then now that, whatever, whatever. I know that a lot of dudes move in fear of losing the girl or
That's
losing the
real.
friend. You get what I'm saying? So if I could give any bit of advice is, yo, be real with you.
Yeah.
If you said what you said, but you feel different now,
Be honest
then
about it.
tell her, like,
Yeah.
yo, I know I said what I said and I meant what I said, but I hung out with you. Things is different now, yada, yada, yada. I'm here
Mm-hmm.
now. My man,
Mm-hmm.
yo, go for it. Maybe she might be with that. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what she wanted all along.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if she tells you, nah, it's not that no more, then you just gotta bite that bullet and keep
Yeah.
it pushing.
You
You get
got to
what I'm
eat that.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if I gotta give the fellas any advice, it would be that, yo, be real with you. It's okay for you to change your mind. You
I
get what
think
I'm saying?
everybody needs to hear that. It's
It's
okay.
okay for you to change your mind. Because
Yeah.
think about it like this. How many times as a woman have you been in a situation where you told a dude, yo, it ain't going down? And it goes down.
Right. Too many times. It's so aggy. Because I be like, motherfuckers don't take me seriously anymore. I be meaning
Right.
what the fuck I say.
Right. I think we've all been in that situation.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've even shared the story. I remember this one joint. Yo, she told me straight up, yo, this is never going to happen because I'm like, all right, no doubt. I
Bet.
respect it. And, a few
And you
weeks
know what? I
later,
feel like men know that's the cheat code. The moment you be like, I respect it, women be like, okay, now I want to give it to him. Y'all know that's
yo,
the
I don't
cheat
take
code.
nothing by force, bro. Nothing. Not a damn thing. I
The
don't take
moment I
nothing by
hear I
force.
respect it, I be like, oh, let me give
Yeah.
him some. This is crazy.
So for those of y'all who don't know, that's the cheat code,
That's
bro.
the
Just
cheat code,
respect it.
fellas.
Just respect it. Whatever she said, just go with that. Go with it.
Look,
Go with it.
I'm not gonna contribute to this madness. All right. I'm not.
She
But
said
he's
it's
not
never
lying.
going down. Hey, respect it, man.
And still be her
Respect
friend
it.
in the midst of it. Don't even force it. Then
Yeah.
watch what magically happens. We're not giving you game, and don't plot on women like that, fellas. Please don't do that. Don't do that.
Yo.
But no, I appreciate you, and it's crazy because this time has already flown by, and I mean it.
Yeah.
I'm having you back for a part 2 because I know
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is going
yeah.
to generate mad more conversation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if you could tell, you already gave your one word of advice to fellas. Can you give
Yeah.
a word of advice to the ladies? I
Ladies,
know, I know.
ladies, you're not gonna change them, yo.
You're
You're
not
not
gonna
gonna
change
change them.
them.
You're not gonna change them.
Oh, can you repeat it
Yo,
for me, please? Say it again.
yo, yo,
You're
look,
not
man,
gonna change them.
and I hate to sound like I'm talking about my wife because I don't ever want it to make it seem like I'm bashing her or anything like that.
No,
But
no. You're just honest about
it,
what marriage is. That's
I
just what it
told
is.
her from the jump, like, yo, there's times that I consider myself to be a very neat person. I like to be in a clean environment. I want
Hmm.
my space to be clean, but I don't need that to be the case every minute of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
You'll
need
be
the
mentally
apartment to
okay
look,
if you.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
need the apartment to look like a museum.
Right.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
8 years in,
Neat.
we still have that argument.
It's like I told you this though.
Yo, pick
I
up these
told you this.
sneakers. Put these sneakers away. Pick up those socks. Put like and she says like, yo, it's like I have to talk to a kid. And it's like, yeah.
It's possible. And I mean, it's funny as a woman. I mean, I'm not a woman that keeps a nasty home, but I'm kind of
Right,
like you.
right.
Like I
Yeah,
live by myself, so there could
yeah,
be a little bit of clutter around. I'm like, I'm
yeah,
fine. Like
yeah.
I'll deal
A
with
little
that
bit of clutter
tomorrow.
ain't gonna bother me.
It's
Like it
not
needs
gonna
to like
kill
really
me.
be bad for me to be like, yo, nah, I need you
Right.
to
I got to do better. Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got to do better.
So I think that's always my advice to women though. Like, yo, whatever that man says, the same way I just told the fellas, yo, go with whatever she said, go with whatever he said.
Mm,
Because you're not going no one, man, woman, or child, no one changes until they themselves are ready and willing to change.
that's real. That's
If
real.
you don't see the need for a change, you're not going to change.
All right. Come
Somebody in
on
your
now.
ear telling you, yo, you gotta do this, you gotta do
If
that.
anything, that's gonna make you not want to change and cause you to be resentful.
That's
Because I
you
know.
walking to the kitchen with the plate.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like I was
Yeah.
already gonna wash it. But now
But
you
now.
told me to wash it. Guess what? You lucky I don't throw it in the garbage. Like,
look, I don't throw it at your face. No abuse,
Right.
no abuse, though, no abuse. But
Right.
that's how I have that same reaction. The moment you try to force me into something, I rebel towards and I feel like as adults, we shouldn't have to be forced. So it leads back to our original moral of the story. Like, if you're looking for someone and you're single out here, I mean, if you're already married, find a way to like your spouse, man. Like, figure it out. But if you're single out here, stop looking for a missing piece to your puzzle. And that's on both sides. I'm more specifically going to speak to the ladies because I know we're more guilty of that. Stop looking for this person that fills in that magical question mark in your dream. And fellas, if I could give one piece of advice to you guys is try to adjust your disposition. Not all women are just coming at you with just emotion.
No, of
Some
course.
women just want to be heard.
Of course.
That's literally
I
it.
realized that too because I'm guilty of that. Like, oh God, here we
Here
go.
we go. Right.
But there's a lot of times where it's like she'll say something. I'm like, yo, you know what?
That's valid. That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
I could do better with that.
And I'm gonna tell you straight up, a little cheat code for you. Even in the moments where you feel like, oh my God, don't do it. Because what that does, I'm gonna tell you what that does is it activates a level of emotion. Now we got to get crazy. Now we get to crazy because now you're not hearing me and you just think I'm being emotional. So now I got to do exactly what you say I'm doing.
I try my hardest not to react for the most part, man. Like I'm really like the second coolest nigga after Snoop, man.
I know that's fucking right. That's because you be on that good side, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's
that good side saves a lot of lives, you feel me? Definitely got me through my 11 years. Shout out to that good side. Before I let you go for this round, because you're definitely coming back for another round,
come back.
Let everybody know where they can find you,
I'm at ENO BULL, ENOBULL. I have a link tree. That joint to take you to everything I do. Whatever you're looking for, ENO BULL. At ENO BULL, ENO BULL Photography. Those are my two main joints, but that'll link you to everything.
If you tune into this episode, you already know this man is a whole vibe. I strongly suggest you follow what this man's got going on. You understand me?
I don't follow back, man. I'm saying,
don't.
If I don't know you, I don't follow back.
So don't think it's gonna be one of those.
Not following. If you think it means I don't follow back, man.
You could just watch and not follow. That's fine.
Do what make you happy, bro. But
do whatever you gotta do.
Page, I see 30,000 memes.
You said, I'm done. It was a good one. But
listen,
not Reverend, yo, you stupid. But listen, family, if you're looking for me on a podcast, you can also actually just go to my website, MzMoFiller.com, and you can follow everything I got going on. If you'd like to be on the show, if you got any inputs or feedback from this episode, make sure you shoot me an email. Let's get naked, #1 @gmail.com. As always, family, I thank y'all for tuning in, and I ask that you listen with an open heart, open mind, and open ears. And as always, keep the conversations going, man. I love y'all, family. Peace out. I'm not saying peace to you. I'm saying peace to them. I'm just start recording.
I respect it. I do mean it.
Let's get naked. Like the juice,